Hi, this is David Davis from Train Signal and VMwareVideos.com. I'm here at VMworld 2011 in Las Vegas, and I'm honored to be here with Mr. Nigel Cook. How you doing, Nigel?
Very good. Good to be here today with you.
Good. So I understand you're an HP CloudSystem Matrix technical architect.
Correct.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit more. What do you do at HP?
Well, you know, my responsibility is really this system here, our CloudSystem Matrix.
Okay.
I help create that system and look after its evolution from where it started to where we're taking it towards in the future.
Interesting. So, who would typically use a CloudSystem Matrix, or what would it be used for?
You know, the thing about CloudSystem Matrix in our offering is it's not sort of one size fits all.
Okay. So
we actually have a range of offerings, and it starts actually with Vert System, which we introduced at the show, which is really a very entry-level type of environment, but it can grow up to CloudSystem Matrix, which is more for people who want to build a private cloud inside their data center.
Okay.
Up to CloudSystem Enterprise, which is really someone who wants to build a cloud for complete enterprise environment that's going to manage not just the infrastructure, but also the applications. And finally, we have Cloud System Service Provider, and this is for service providers who want to actually start to offer a public cloud. So there's a range of solutions. All of them are based on HP Blaze, on Virtual Connect, and on the Matrix operating environment software.
Okay, and they use VMware vSphere?
We use VMware vSphere. In fact, we are actually a major shipper of VMware vSphere here at the show. But in fact, over half the systems sold with VMware actually are on HP equipment. Okay. And people are generally sort of 3 times more likely to pick us than any our nearest competitor. So really have a great relationship with VMware, and we really work hard to be the best place to run VMware software. That being said, with CloudSystem Matrix, we're really looking for heterogeneous solutions, and so we also do Hyper-V. We also do deployment to physical blades and physical servers, and that's really important in the private environment because some applications just don't run well in virtualization. A lot of enterprises have a multi-vendor strategy, so they really appreciate having one console where they can see all their environment, all their enterprise, and that's what CloudSystem Matrix provides.
Interesting. So, at some level, do you use vCloud Director?
We don't use vCloud Director directly. Okay. We actually integrate in with vSphere and vCenter. Okay. But that's not to say that we can't be in an environment where a customer has vCloud Director. Okay. And really it's about a pool of resources that are shared. Some of those resources you may want to dedicate to a vCloud Director environment. Some you may want to be using for other things.
Okay. So what makes it a cloud, a private cloud, or a public cloud? I mean, what turns it from just a typical virtual infrastructure into a cloud? Is there self-service or automation or?
Yeah, I think it's all those things. Private cloud is something that's contained inside the enterprise data center. And I think when you say cloud, I think of a self-service portal, a catalog of available services that you can pick from a consumer perspective, and then from an administrator perspective, it's all about pools of resources and control about who can consume what and how you can keep the view of one set of users isolated from that of another set of users. And that's what I think comes into being a cloud. Okay.
And CloudSystem Matrix has software that provides that, the self-service and
absolutely
orchestration, automation type.
Yes, all that's in CloudSystem Matrix. We have a self-service catalog, and in fact, what we have on HP's website are things called cloud maps, and these are best practice application designs that you can download, populate your CloudSystem Matrix catalog, and then pick, I want an Exchange service. Well, there's a template for that.
Oh, okay.
I want a database. There's a template for that. I want a PeopleSoft application. There's a template for that. They can download, select that downloaded best practice from the catalog, Matrix will then go through and set up the networking, the storage, the servers, deploy the software, do all the configuration to get that application up and running. And that can be on VMware, it can be on physical blades, it can be on a combination, for example, and that's what we do.
Okay, so if you look at the typical medium-sized enterprise, I mean, at what level should a company be considering CloudSystem Matrix?
You know, it comes in, I think it's a little bit about the sort of the size of their infrastructure. We have a one rack configuration that would have, say, 32 blades, for example, in it, and the associated storage to provide. And so if that's about the size of your infrastructure and you're really thinking about how you're going to get the best advantage out of that infrastructure, that's a good size to be thinking about it. Okay. We also have linkages between CloudSystem Matrix and public cloud. So we've demonstrated with Savvis bursting from a blade matrix into a Savvis environment. We have a media company who is very interested in that. And really they can then choose which part of their application they want to run on their infrastructure, which they want to go and burst into a public cloud for, and again, all get that one console view that's spanning those two environments. And really, from an administrative perspective, being able to set up pools of resources. Here's a pool of public cloud resources that this set of users can access. Here's a set of enterprise data center resources that they can get access with as well.
Okay. So, here at VMworld, I've looked at a lot of different booths and been around the Solutions Exchange here. And, when we talk about CloudSystem Matrix, there's a couple different solutions I saw that, immediately I think of might be similar. I don't want to go too deep into a competitive comparison, but just, some companies, a storage company I saw has what they call a reference architecture.
Right.
So they say, these are how you should put all the different components together to make a, sort of supported and best practice type cloud. And then other companies have sort of a one SKU, this is a whole rack of, this is a rack, a cloud and a rack, cloud in a box, if you will, and it comes in 3 different flavors, and but we only will sell it in that manner, and we'll only support it in that manner. So, what is HP and your response to those types of solutions?
Yeah, so I think that actually both in a way. So we actually have the one rack solutions and the multi-rack solutions you can order with one SKU. There are some in that one SKU option, what kind of combination of memory do you want in your blades? And so there's a little bit of flexibility, in that. But we can give you a solution like that, sort of out of the box in the rack, pre-configured, pre-installed, pre-everything, and actually go from, there's 5 nice floor tiles in my data center to here's my cloud, and we can do that from, in 30 days. Okay. So we have that solution. At the same time, and particularly when you go into cloud system and cloud enterprise and cloud system service provider environments, often in those environments there are very specific requirements that come from the service provider, and particularly they may have HP storage is great, but let's say they have some different kind of storage or some different networking. We're able to actually bring together the components that they have in the data center with our cloud system components and software and create a solution for them. So you can have it both ways. Okay. So you can order your hamburger and say no lettuce or no tomato.
You can have it your way, like Burger King. There you go.
And all be fully supported.
Okay, and that's a good point right there. Is fully supported in this design. Yeah.
And in fact, really, the whole aspect of CloudSystem Matrix is its openness and extensibility. Okay. So one sort of a little bit under the covers, we have built into CloudSystem Matrix an HP product called Operations Orchestration. This is a very, very scalable and extensible workflow engine. And what that is used for is integrating CloudSystem Matrix into any of the other tools or software or hardware components in the data center that's part of that environment.
Okay.
There's a designer to help you do that. There are services people who come and help you with that. And as well, there's a large library of connectors that you can get to help you connect to anything from ticketing systems, CMDB databases, management environments, backup systems. All that comes, and you can take those modules, write them yourselves, link it in with the workflow extension points we've got, and really create this from being sort of an island of automation into something that really interconnects richly with the processes that you have in your enterprise environment.
That's interesting, because I mean, to me, what data centers need more, and IT organizations need more, is solutions that solve the real business problems. They don't just need a server, a storage, or all these separate islands, like you said.
Yeah.
They need real solutions to problems for the business.
They do, and I think there's a couple of aspects of that. I mean, I think first of all, the infrastructure design for a cloud is different to the infrastructure design that they probably have in their data center today.
Okay.
And so you've got to sort of unlearn or relearn or whatever, how to make a great cloud. And the other aspect of this is that, a lot of companies are going to cloud because they have to do more with less, right? And so they want to reduce their data center staff, they want to increase their agility. If the answer is I can increase my agility and reduce my data center staff by employing a whole lot of integrators on my staff, they haven't achieved anything, right?
Right.
What they want is, can you deliver something where it all just works, right? I want to be able to customize it, that's a different thing, but do I really have to figure out how I get the storage working really well with the network and the servers and the VMware software and all the other aspects, because that's something that you sort of want to do once and leverage, and that's really what we offer with CloudSystem.
Okay. Well, let me end the interview here with one final question that a typical VMware admin asked me this week is, I've got a VMware virtual infrastructure, and one of the big selling pieces of cloud, or the justifications, is self-service. But he said, I don't really think I want self-service, because then people aren't going through me, and they could just start creating virtual machines and doing whatever they want with my infrastructure. Essentially, I'm losing control. So, I mean, what would be your response to that?
So, I think there's a couple of things. The first is with Matrix, when you go and do a provisioning request, there is a hook in that provisioning request where, again, you fire that workflow I talked about, and you can say, I want to approve all requests.
Okay.
Or you might say, I want to, if it's this individual and this individual and this individual, or this group and this group and this group, that's automatic. But anyone else, I want to approve.
So you can put rules in place so that you're not controlled by the users or the developers or whatever.
Exactly, and those rules, and you can set up yourself. You can link it in with the ticketing system that you have in your environment if you want to do that.
Okay.
So there are ways that you can get control. There are also actual APIs exposed from Matrix that you can link, so you don't need to use our self-service portal. You can use your own enterprise portal, which may have its own approval mechanisms and rules, and then send the request to Matrix saying, okay, give me those virtual machines or give me those resources. And so there's ways that you can do this and not lose control, but get the agility.
Okay, excellent. Well, I appreciate your insight, Nigel. It's been an excellent interview. I learned a lot about CloudSystem Matrix, and I'll have to go to your website and learn more.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.